guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the show called The Ultimatum. Now I want to talk about the last two episodes of season of the Bachelor. I thought I would be sleeping and just enjoying life in general. The off season is so busy right now. Okay, let's talk about the Ultimatum episode 9 and 10 and close this chapter of our life. Okay. So episode 9 is the decision day. You remember something I forgot to mention in the first two episodes. I didn't really know the process. I thought they was just gonna like live with the person they didn't come with for 3 weeks and then make the decision. I forgot that they were gonna return to the normal couple. They were gonna return to the initial partner, like live 3 weeks with a new person, live 3 weeks with the initial partner, and come to the decision at the end of the show. That's why I forgot to mention. So they're gonna spend almost 2 months in the whole process, because like 3 weeks plus 3 weeks is like a month and a half, and they have to make a decision, make the choice from the beginning. Before they make the choice, they have like a week. So it added up to be like 7 weeks, almost 2 months of dating before the show is ended. So I forgot to mention that in the past. So I just wanted to remind you about that before we keep going into this process. So on decision day, Shanique was the first person they showed. So they showed Shanique a handle. Shanique had a really beautiful dress. So Shanique was talking. She said she loved Handel. Handel got so emotional. He said he wants Shanique to be his wife. So Handel got on one knee and proposed to Shanique. I'm like, I'm so happy for them. I'm really even the Handel relationship with Madeline, it wasn't like it didn't add up to me, because I remember, even though they keep saying they have a good connection, but I saw nothing on screen. It was just them. Madeline wanted to be physical, and Amanda said no, you have to build this emotional blah 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 connection. So I'm glad he went back to Shanique and he proposed to Shanique. I'm happy about that. So let's move on to the next couple. We had Jake and April. April talked first, so they met up in that decision day. They came separately, so April talked. She said that she wants Jake to do what Jake wants. She doesn't want to force him into this. Like, you know, at the beginning when she came into the process, she said, I want to win, or blah, blah, blah. But this time, she learned so much into this process. She didn't want to force Jake to choose her just because she wanted him to choose her, but she wanted him to actually make the decision for herself. He doesn't feel forced to be with her. I like that about April. She's so cool. I like her. Jake said that he's not ready for marriage. He apologized for that. Yeah, April understands, so they understand that they don't see life in the same ways. They move on. So no marriage, no relationship. So they call it quit. April left, or Ray left, I don't even know. So in a different location, you know, Ray break up with Zayn, right? Ray was now single. Even though the process was not completely over, she was single, so she was talking to Jake as well. So Ray came, Jake talked to Ray, and he gave like some ticket to Ray, like a plane ticket where they can go anywhere. So they decided to give, I don't even know if they say they're gonna start dating. It wasn't really clear. But they say that these are the tickets, we can go everywhere around the world. But they at least like each other, and they are not completely like a couple, but they want to start something. Yeah, so they leave it on that. So they're gonna go and visit some place in the world. They're just gonna have a great time, start that new relationship or something else. I don't know. So Manly and Kobe, now we move to Manly and Kobe. So what happened on decision day? Manly and Kobe, this messy couple. I was like, these two people gonna break up. I don't even know what I'm doing. I was so like, I don't know what's gonna happen to this couple. I was like, they're definitely gonna call it quit. I wasn't sure what I was watching. I wasn't no sure where this relationship was going. I guess I was wrong, or maybe I wasn't. I don't know. They really confused me, you know. Kobe got down on one knee. I thought they were gonna break up. At least that's the impression they were giving us before the decision day. Kobe proposed to Manny. Manny said yes, huh? Is it over? No, there's something else. She said yes. He said, okay, since you say yes to the proposal, what about getting married today? He probably like a pastor or a minister, I don't know, someone to conduct the marriage. But he said yes, and they literally got married over there. They became husband and wife. On decision that I said, oh my God. I understand that they're happy, but they really need to work. Even after being married, they still have to like. I didn't like the fact that Kobe couldn't apologize the last time, still blaming Manly for the fact that he went outside, say all those stuff about open relationship. I'm happy for them, but I still want them to work on that part of the relationship for the relationship to last, because they are literally married now. So that's the choice that she made, that's the choice that he made. So let's move on. So they are happy. I'm happy for them. Those are the three couples that we show. Remember, April at the end of the process is the single lady. Zen is also single. I almost forgot about him because he wasn't even there at the location of decision day. And at the end, it was such a cute moment between Madeline and Kobe because they were kind of the highlight of episode 9 after they got married. So that's about it that happened episode 9. So it was very short at the end. So episode 10 we have the reunion. So we have the reunion in episode 10. They show Madeline and Kobe. And Madeline is pregnant. Oh my goodness, she's gonna have a baby soon. They didn't really waste time after getting married. Yeah, they're not like, they didn't get married and it was just for the show. They got married, that's their decision. I'm happy about that. I'm happy to see that the progress since the decision day. And we can see that the show has been filmed probably like a few months before the reunion. Let's see, back in 2021, maybe somewhere 2021, I don't know, but it has been the way they were, every single member of the cast were talking. We know that it was at least 7 to 9 months, or maybe more, I don't know. So remember when Love is Blind season 1 was passing, the show was literally filmed 2 years before Netflix bought the show, and see what happened. It's like the most popular show right now. 2 years before Netflix bought the show, and now we saw the relationship. They were married for like 2 years, 1 year. It was a long time, you know. It was a long time. But this show, I guess it was like a few months. Even Love is Blind season 2, it was like a few months before the reunion. Nate looked sad, he wanted to get, when they show Madly, then they show Madly, you see Nate's face. All he was talking about during the whole poster, how he want children. They even showed a video, like, they were showing like some quick snip, they were showing the video of Nate talking about children so many times during the show. So he still wants children, I feel bad for him. So, what happened? The reunion is always an interesting episode to talk about. I can see about Nick's strategy. So they start talking about Nick. I was exactly sure about that. I was saying that the proposal, they addressed the fact that Nick's proposal was a little bit not, it was a little bit weird, you know. And Nick explained himself. Like I thought was how he proposed Lauren to stop God before choosing Lauren. And he doesn't know who he was gonna pick. He said that in a few, they show like a few second video, 10 second video, 10 second he was saying to Miley that I was gonna choose you. I'm gonna choose you. I don't know if he was joking or not, but I think maybe it was a joke. Well, I really don't know. I really don't know. Because when he said he was gonna choose badly, remember he was gonna choose. He had a connection with Shani. He had a connection with April. Maybe, but when the girl was taken, he said something about he was gonna choose Miley. I don't even know. But my idea about the fact that when Kobe was gonna choose Lauren, and he had that hair married, I think it was true. Even though he said that he didn't know who he was going to choose, like blah blah blah. And the key issue is not still solved, so they still struggle. But the couple agreed that they're gonna have one child. It's already good that they're both open for that. I hope he at least clear his schedule so that he has time to spend. He has to spend time with his child. If they really want children, you also have to think about the type of job that he has, like to allow to maybe have a job or do something that is more flexible so they can help Lauren raise the child. So that's my suggestion for them. But you really want children. They didn't have some kind of goal in the whole process they came. The way they came is the way they left because they never have the three first week, they never have the three second week, the relationship ended as soon as the relationship in the process ended as soon as it started. So or the time in the process ended as soon as it started. They spent only a week there. So that means they didn't have any experience there. So that's why they were asking them all those questions if they have solved the children issue. They say they're working on that. So Alexi and Hunter, so they have a hot seat. They're talking about Lucy and Hunter. Alexi see that they're still engaged and they're planning a wedding, so they're gonna get married in June. Alexi see that she was talking about like the day of the day of the church, what happened. She didn't know what was gonna happen. She had like a weird connection with Kobe. Kobe was not really attracted to her. She thought she was gonna end up alone, and maybe Hunter was gonna choose somebody. She didn't know what was gonna happen, and she was just telling like a cute story about that day, how she wanted to wear yellow, but the dress got ripped. She decided to wear white, and it ended up to be the day that Hunter proposed to her. So everything was just a beautiful story, a beautiful day that she has. So yeah. And Nick, the host of the show, asked Alexi about the issue, the financial issue. Is the financial issue solved? So your complaint was about money, and because they did also, they were not really part of the show. Just like Lauren and Nate, they only spent 1 week there. And he was talking about, does that problem got solved? Like you say, you want to live more like a comfortable life. You don't want to make more money, more than the person that you choose to marry. She said that she realized that money is not that important. She said now that they live together, they contribute equally. They contribute the same amount of money and everything is good. So what used to be an issue is not really an issue anymore because the guys, as they move together, as they start living, they both, so it's not like one person have to do everything. One person have to come with the money, one person have to support the whole family. Since you have a good job, he has a good job, maybe he doesn't make enough money, more money than her, but the fact that they live together, they don't have to spend as much money that they used to. So I'm happy for them and everything's good. So now they talk to April. April addressed the pregnancy issue. She wasn't really pregnant, and she says maybe it's the stress, maybe it's the whole change. Sometimes when you're stressed, when you're going to something, your period cannot come on time. She said when she was living with Kobe and then Jake, that was more like a month she didn't have a period, and she was afraid that she was pregnant, But it turned out she was not pregnant, and they asked Jake what would they be doing April was pregnant. He said, we take off, like, we take off the baby, you know, obviously, because Jake was used to be April's boyfriend, you know, before the process. But they both kind of quit, and you know, the relationship was a little bit messy. They talked to Jake. They laugh about the fact that Jake said that April dragged him into the process so many times. It was all over the place. You know, why did you bring me here? Even in like in his one-on-one moment, you know, the confession moment, he was saying, "Oh, when I was dry on the show, when I didn't want to come here, it was just so funny." Jake and April still work things. So now they're talking. That was in the show. We are at the reunion. Several months has passed. You see, Madeline is pregnant. She's about to have a baby in a few months. So a lot of things has passed, 6 or 7 months. And they're talking about like what happened after the show for April and Jake. So they were not like the relationship was completely never off, even though they broke up in the show. You know, the breakup is not it's not usually like a clean breakup, completely clean. That we got all tied. So they say they still try to work things out, but it didn't really work. So April said that she had a new boyfriend. I said, "Oh, I'm glad for April. She was single, now she's not single." She said she liked her boyfriend, he's a great person. So she was just telling all those great things about her new boo. And they were like showing some video about April talking about herself in the third person. And it was just some blooper. It was so funny. I should say, April, what April like, you do this, what April like, April do what April like. It was just funny, and everybody was having fun. And Nick said that every time April was saying stuff in the third person, he thought if there was another, that there was another girl named April, but she was talking about herself in the third person. That was just funny. And Jake and Ray have a hot seat. So Nick and Vanessa asked them about the trip that they were supposed to go, you know. They say they have like a trip. We thought they were gonna give this relationship a try. And apparently the trip never happened. So they didn't even give it a try. They said the process was a little bit too much. They just didn't want to start something. And we started to date Ray. And Ray, the fact that she just left Zen, she just broke up. So the breakup was still some. They didn't want to jump into the relationship, just feel like nothing happened. And we thought that was everything. It just Zen said something. Zen said, "Oh, you didn't go on the trip with Jake." Zen said to Ray, "You didn't go on the trip with Jake because you were with me the whole time." Apparently, Ray didn't go on the trip with Jake because she was with Zen the whole time. You remember they have such a messy breakup after he went out for like 8 hours. He never came. He came back at 8 a.m. in the morning. It was such a messy breakup. And he said that they were still trying, you know. He kind of out her in like say, "Oh, we will be intimate the whole time. That's why you didn't go on the trip and blah blah blah." And she felt guilty for that. He said to her, "You need to live your own truth. You need to like live your own truth." So even they were still arguing the whole time. So yeah, it was a little bit messy. I thought Jake and Ray was gonna give it a try, but you know, breakup are very messy, you know. They couldn't just have like whatever you're used to is not easy to let go. I guess that's why. Vanessa asked since he was talking like when they were to have when the hot seat was between Jake and Ray, he was talking about the fact that Ray was with him. That's why she couldn't go on the trip with Jake. Now Vanessa asked Zen, "Where were you for 10 hours? When you left that day and you went to the club, you turned off your locations, stuff like that." So he said he got drunk, he passed his friend's couch, so he went to sleep at his friend's place. So that's why he was not. That's what happened, you know. So he apologized for not being very expressive. So when they show a video about Zen literally telling this feeling to Ray, and she was giving him nothing. She said, I just want to take a shower and sleep. So they shared this video. Ray said she didn't know that about herself, that she's not very sensitive. She know that she wasn't sensitive, but when she saw the video about the fact that she didn't even try, she apologized for not showing her feeling enough. And I asked Ray what is she doing right now. So Ray is no longer with Jake. So that relationship is dead. It's so messy. That relationship ended. The relationship with Zen also ended. So now she said after this whole show for a few months, she's starting dating someone else. So that person is a girl. So she was saying that she dated one person. She just started to find out more about herself, and they applaud her for living her life, and and they're happy about that she's living her life. I thought, oh, I really like her. I don't like when I see her like she look always sad. I want her to be more happy. So they were happy. All the cast members were happy for her. And Shani addressed, and now Shani has a hot seat. Shani addresses the intimate moment she had with Zayn. And they were asking what happened. She said they were all in this process. She was already like sad about the fact that Handon was with Madeline, the conversation that Madeline had about the fact that she kissed Handon behind the camera. But she was just trying. She was trying to live to see where things go. She made that decision. So she got intimate with Zayn. Randall said he's okay with that, but the thing that he hates the most. Randall said it's okay, but Randall is Shanique's initial partner, or fiance, or we're gonna find out soon what happened. So he said that he just sucked to see it. He just sucked that it's on camera and everything. Ray and Zen, I said to my no, Ray and Zen should stay far away from each other. They were not even in the same seat, but they show Ray and Zen arguing about the fact that apparently Shanique, when she had her time with Zen, so she told her that as soon as they met for the following 3 weeks, she said that she had been intimate with Zen. But Zen never said anything. That he never said to Ray what happened with Shanique when he was with Shanique for 3 weeks. He never gave her anything. So, and Ray didn't like the fact that she's so close with Shanique. So that's the person she was the most close with. But Zen was always like, didn't want Ray to hang out with Shanique, even after the show ended, Because remember, after the show ended, in our mind we thought Jake and Ray were together, but no, Ray went back to her ex-boyfriend Zen, and every time Ray wanted to hang out with Shanique, and Zen didn't want it. Like she understand. She liked the fact that Shanique told her about the time she spent with Zen, but she said that Zen never told her anything about what happened. They argue, and Zen he get off on stage to calm his nerve, and then he came back. And then we have Shanique and Randall. They have the hot seat. Now we want to know what happened to the relationship. The last time we saw them, it was Randall getting down on one knee, proposed to Shanique. Shanique said yes. They say they are no longer engaged. They are not wearing any wedding ring anymore. Apparently they broke up 6 months ago. So many things happened. So a lot of months has passed. They broke up 6 months ago. They tried to change, but still have so much different. When they talk, they say, oh, they both have caused so much in that few a amount of time they grow so much. They don't talk like Shanice's not like, I want to get married, I want to get married, I want to get married. Hannah's not like, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, I don't want to get married. They talk more. They are very mature now, the way they talk. They say after the breakup, they were like a friend, they spent time together. Now they are back together and they're taking things slow. It's not about Shanique wanting to get married anymore. It's not about Hannah doing this and doing that. It's like they just start the new relationship and they learn about each other and they take things step by step. So I like that about them. He said that he didn't want to date anyone else. So he was talking about what happened last year. So and when they broke up, Handel didn't want to date anyone. He was focusing on himself. He lost a lot of people in his family, so he was so focusing on himself and his life. Shanice said she went on a few dates, but nothing really good happened. So they got back together now. They are learning about each other. They're taking things step by step. And now Manny and Kobe are in the hot seat, so they're asking all those questions what happened after the wedding. They see that they got married, the dad was so mad. Manny's dad was so mad because she got married so quickly. She said her mom was so happy. Mom and dad have different reaction. She said that now that she's pregnant, the dad is happy, just want to see his grandson, blah blah, or granddaughter, I guess, yeah. Manny answered like, and they asked a question to Manny about Kobe, the relationship, the open relationship. She said no, they are not open, so they are working on that part of their life and mostly what happened. So they were just explaining that no, the relationship is close, they are married, they have a baby on the way. Yeah, they were messy, but I didn't like Kobe behavior most of the time. At the beginning, I really liked Kobe, so I'm surprised. So at some point in my life, they were both a little bit toxic. They were really toxic to each other. I guess they have similar personality. They already have similar personality. Both of them have a very big personality. Anyway, I'm happy for them. So let's see. I hope I'm happy and I wish them the best in the marriage and baby. And so they were just playing game. At the end of the show, what happened, who's the member who not the list, they all agree it's Nate. It's so funny. So it was like I like the reunion. We got everything that we wanted out of the reunion. They asked every question. They didn't try to skip one question. I like that I got all the information that I wanted. Zen and her should stay far away from each other. They're still learning about herself, what she like, about her sexuality, about everything. Zen should focus on herself and how his personal growth. They should stay far away from each other. And they were talking about like this process, how the process helped the relationship. Most of them say that it's a good thing. I'm like, oh, but still. It takes a lot for people to just take the relationship something, that try like that. So I just want to be happy. I'm happy for all of them taking this risk, but I wouldn't come in a show like that. Yeah, so that's it. We talk about the ultimatum. That's at the 10th episode for the very beautiful Netflix show. Reality show, messy and addicting at the same time, the ultimatum. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching the ultimatum. Marry or move on. Okay, thank you for watching.